Ladies and gentlemen, guys and gals, welcome back to Nebuchadnezzar, a game that I have said some things about, which I'm sticking to. Not a problem. Because of some things that I predicted would happen through the course of the gameplay because of the things I saw in my fundamental testings. Though some people very rightfully said, well, I haven't actually beaten the mission, so how do I know if it actually does carry through like that? And sometimes it's very hard to like put into words or be very convincing when you don't have very, very specific examples. You know what is going to happen fundamentally, but you can't provide a specific example of that happening. Therefore, it's not a very convincing argument, right? I say, oh, this game has a big exploit that is gonna mess with the flow of the whole game, but, you know, I haven't been through the flow of the whole game, so how can I say that? So I went ahead and beat the mission, right? Beat the mission. It took me 2.5 hours, which a relatively okay amount of time for a game like this, though there were some key differences and issues which I think can be fixed or improved upon, and not necessarily based on the Impressions games, because some people said, well, this is clearly not supposed to be an Impressions games. It's inspired by the Walker system and all of that, but it's not supposed to be Pharaoh in Mesopotamia, and the developers have said that it's not supposed to be Pharaoh in Mesopotamia. It is Nebuchadnezzar. The problem is it doesn't actually say that phrase on the Steam page, so a lot of people are expecting Pharaoh in Nebuchadnezzar. No, Pharaoh in Mesopotamia in Nebuchadnezzar, but it's not, right? It's more like LETHIS in Mesopotamia. Okay. Were the devs of these games from Impressions games? No. The only devs of the Impressions games I know of right now are, was it Simon Bradbury, who now works at Firefly Studios. He moved on to running the Stronghold series. And I think the Pharaoh New Era Discord server is having a AMA with one of the old Pharaoh devs as well. I don't know what the rest of them are doing. Anyway, here we are at the 150,000 cash in the bank thing, which this is what I did in the previous video, where I said I can just set up a trade route, sit back, press E for 12x speed, and just make money, right? And people said, well, you could do that on anything, right? You could do that in Caesar 3, and I don't think you can. Invasions are going to show up. Disasters happen. You know, all sorts of things stop you from doing this. But, you know, some people also said, well, you're using an exploit, so you're playing the game wrong. And I'm a fundamental, strong believer that there is no such thing as playing a game wrong. Because if it was wrong, then why am I allowed to do it? Right? If it's wrong, then why am I allowed to do it? You know? But people said, oh, you're just using the exploit and making the game easy for yourself. And one example was like in Morrowind, where you can press the auto run button and just run against a corner of a room, walk away and come back, and your athletics are gonna be maxed, right? You just train up your athletics auto running into a wall. But the important point is, people don't love Morrowind because of auto-running into a wall. It's a bad point of Morrowind. It's like people saying, oh, people love Morrowind, #1 reason, the dice roll combat. No, some people like it, but that's not why people love Morrowind. You know, running into the wall in Morrowind is an exploit, you know? And it's a bit silly, but it's not a good point for Morrowind. It would be better if training athletics required your person to move around, right? So running against the corner of a wall means you don't gain athletics. Simple solution, but, you know, I don't think Bethesda is patching Morrowind anymore. So I'm allowed to do this. I'm allowed to bank money. But this was an extreme example. This was an extreme example, right? Because what happens, imagine if this was just at 10,000, right? Or I could just, what's the most expensive thing I can pop down here that's small? I think these statues are the most expensive. If I just spend money, there. I've dropped my money to 2,000. Oh no, I'm running out. Oh no, I'm broke. I'm out of money. Oh, there's rescue funds? I never knew. No, I'm broke. Oh, there's no rescue funds. I'm out of money. What do I do now? I press the E key. As long as trade turns a net positive, the E key becomes a free money key. So I just wait a while, save up a few thousand, and then I can go back to spamming my statues. Right? The money key in a symbol. Yes, it is the money key. So now I have money again, right? As long as trade is a net positive. So the fundamental part of the game is that running out of money does not matter as long as your trade is positive. And you can just turn off all of your imports or something like that so that your trade is positive, and then this just becomes the generate money key. Some other problems, for example, those requests are coming in, but me not fulfilling them doesn't really affect anything important, right? I cannot lose a trade route that has already been opened. So for example, this first trade route, which is to here, Nineveh, required 50, I think, prestige to open. Now if I just go through and delete my city, I get money back for deleting things? I didn't even realize. Oh, you get money back for removing buildings. I didn't even notice that in my play. Wow, I didn't know you get refunded. Wow, look, I got all my money back. I had no idea. Anyway, I'm now at 11 prestige? Why do I have 11 prestige? Oh, from the trade route, right. Anyway, I don't have 50 prestige, but this trade route still continues. I mean, I'm out of workers, but the trade route continues. Now, this is a problem. And Colonel Falco, thank you so much. 2 years, wow. This is a problem because someone did actually say that this game can have the House of Cards effect, right? Where, oh, something down here, like you got your House of Cards, right? You got your bottom row, you got your top row. See, this request comes in, nah, whatever. Bottom row, top row. So if something at the top falls down, it's okay, you just set that back up. But if something down here falls down, then the whole thing can crumble. And that risk is rather important, right? So that risk doesn't happen because there's, if at most, like one layer of consequence. I've deleted my city, so I'm no longer making money, right? I'm no longer making money. But I still have the trade route. It's still open, right? I haven't lost the trade route. Even though my prestige is now down to 4, I haven't lost the trade route, right? So something fundamental as destroying my entire city has collapsed. So the trade route that's built on top of my city, it's still standing, right? It's still standing. For some reason, the city, the bottom row, which is our city of the cards, has all fallen down. I've deleted them. And somehow some of these cards above are still floating there. So I think the trade route should shut down if we drop below the prestige needed to open it. So I needed 50 prestige to open this trade route. I've dropped below 50 prestige. I should lose the trade route, right? That makes sense. And that way, that encourages building a stable city, right? It doesn't encourage, oh, you know, I messed up this part. Let's just delete half our city and then rebuild, right? I can't do that because I'm going to lose my trade routes, right? So it encourages building a stable city from the start. Stormwatcher, thank you so much. 21 months. So yeah. This is, I would say, a problem, right? And not one that's, I would say, difficult to solve. And I don't think it would hurt the game for adding in some of these penalties, right? If I delete my city, I should lose my trade routes because why is it still open, right? It logically makes sense, but also game mechanic wise, you know. I also don't think we need to be refunded for, I mean, this is a more chill thing. I don't think we need to be refunded for destroying buildings, you know. It's just everything. I get all my money back. Wow, I didn't even notice. You know, these requests not fulfilled, I think not fulfilling requests should drop your prestige. So if you don't fulfill requests, you can lose your trade routes, and that's really bad. And then fulfilling requests should counteractively raise your prestige. So the requests still keep coming back. Is a refund 1-to-1? Yep, I got my 150,000 back. So if, for example, you don't fulfill a request, you lose 5 prestige. But if you fulfill a request, you gain 5 prestige. So you can then start building up like that. The only consequence there is technically you could farm requests and then gain infinite prestige. So maybe add a limit on it. So for example, you could gain a maximum of 100 prestige for fulfilling requests. And then you can lose a maximum of 100 prestige for not fulfilling requests. So I should be at like negative 100 prestige right now. But then that also adds in another way to lose the game, because at negative 100 prestige, you lose all your trade routes, you can't sell anything, and then you can't make money. So I think that's a pretty good way to do it. You can build it up to 100, and then every time you fulfill a request, it maintains 100. You don't fulfill a request, it goes down to 95, right? So I think having a limit on how much you can gain and lose to 100, that makes sense, right? Fulfill requests, you gain an extra 100 prestige, and it doesn't throw off the number too much. Just set this prestige requirement to 1,540. It rebalances the game and adds a bit more threat to things. So there should be a way to not fulfilling requests should hurt your prestige, right? And it logically makes sense as well. So I've destroyed my city. Let me go load my winning run. Organized easy. So basically what I did was I deleted my whole city and rebuilt it from scratch, right? So this was picking up from where I was, right? So I basically destroyed everything I had, shifted some things over, popped the monuments down, all of this. Now, this point right here, I'm actually going to pause the game to maintain this state. Look at my stats. This is a House of Cards moment. Right? I've not seen the show, so I don't know if there's any good puns here, but this is a House of Cards moment, right? Things are starting to collapse on the middle row. I am short 781 townsfolk, the middle tier of people. My money has gradually dropped over 2 hours from 150,000 to 25,000. I'm gonna run out of money. Oh no. My exploit has only gone so far. But remember the example I said before? If I'm about to run out of money, I just stop imports, let the exports run, and then keep things going. Now, one important note of my mess up here is because I'm short on townsfolk, one of the primary exports on this map is meat, right? And my butchers for my export are no longer functioning. And that export is very important because of the exports, it's worth 79, which I think is maybe the highest. You can get 80 for gold jewelry. So it's like technically the second highest, but meat is so much cheaper because you don't have to import gold. So yeah, meat is the most profitable export. So things should be like, oh no, I've severely messed up. I gotta pause the game and fix this now. Or I just completely shut down my mansion area. There's no taxes to collect in this game, so there is no reason why I need these mansions unless I'm about to win the game with their prestige. I just disable all of these buildings. If the mansions stop consuming goods, then the imports will stop coming in because they're not the things I'm importing, like the timber for the furniture, it's not going to be used. The gold for the jewelry, it's not going to be used. So I just turned off the food and the furniture, which are the basic things to keep these mansions, luxurious residences rather, running for the aristocracy. And then I just let them devolve and move out. There's no more meat, there's no more furniture. Yeah, whatever. And they should run out of resources soon enough. Oh, they last a while. Also, I don't know, just clear that out for ease. Okay, hold on, waiting for them to just move out. See, I've turned off all those industries, so I got plenty of people now. Ah, there you go. They've all moved out. There goes the aristocrats. The butchers are running again, you can see, so I make money. So now, I was at the House of Cards moment. Things should have started collapsing. I put myself in a terrible situation. I just kicked out all the rich people, and now I sit here while I slowly make money. The imports, you see, I've been importing gold to turn into jewelry, but that import has now maxed out, so we're not importing anymore. I don't even have to touch the docks. I just kicked everyone out from the aristocrats. We're now short 860 workers because they essentially feed themselves, right? The aristocrats work in the gold jewelers, for example. Right? They work in the lawyer's office. So the people in here are only needed to keep the people in here running. The only aristocrats needed for any other type of housing is only aristocrats are tailors. So they create clothing for the final level of the villas. But I don't have the final level of the villas, so it doesn't matter. So now I sit here until I save up more money. Right? So it was a perfect opportunity to lose something. Usually, now, I'm not saying that this game needs to take ideas from the Impressions games. I'm not saying that. It can be its own game, it can do its things the own way. I'm just saying in the Impressions games, certain things exist to solve a certain problem, right? So for example, taxes are a reward for evolving houses, right? Why should I have these mansions at all? Right? They only boost prestige, but the highest trade route is 950 prestige. And I've already opened it, so I don't need to maintain the prestige. Once I hit 950, open the trade route, get rid of all the mansions. So now I save, I don't need to be importing these things. But if I want these mansions back, I just turn on the butchers, turn on the furniture workshops, and all of them will just evolve straight back up, right? I can even prep. I'm gonna want lots of prestige to win the map, so I can just spam these things, right? Throw them around, right? I'll eventually need them, but for now, I don't need them, right? So there's no reward for evolving these houses. And I forgot to block the door, so my cat's back. No. Out. Out. No. Okay. I'm back. I'm back. My cat's learned to open the door. It's a sliding door and there's no lock, so he knows how to. So I am not, like, I was right at the point where my entire city was gonna collapse. I was gonna run out of money, and if I run out of money, I can't maintain my imports. These villas were gonna devolve. I would lose even more workers. Suddenly, I wouldn't be able to maintain anything but even my normal housing area would run out because it's the townsfolk who make the beer to keep these houses evolved, right? So everything was gonna collapse. But the solution to avoid that was just kick out all the aristocrats. Right? And it's fine. Wow, this cat is getting stronger, even with the block. He's opening the door. I think he's using my door as sort of weightlifts to sort of strengthen himself. And he's just getting stronger and stronger. So yeah, have I made my money back? I'm at 50,000. So while I'm waiting for my money to come back, to win this mission, I just need to evolve these houses, and they need olive oil and clothes. And I've already prepped some olive oil here. I think I just have to prepare maybe a couple extra standard markets. The layout's not that efficient, so I'm just gonna have extra markets because there's a little bit of a distance. Let those stock up, and I think here. So I'm prepped to distribute the oil. I already have started growing flax over here, so I can prep the clothes. All I need is a warehouse. Yeah, here for the flax, and then I'm gonna set up a warehouse here. So this is gonna be getting the flax, and I just need a caravan sarai to bring the flax over. So I'm just using this time usefully while I make my money back. To bring the flax over there. Let's set up a second one. To do that. Good, I think that's set up correctly. That'll bring the flax down here. I'll have this road continue down here. So this is gonna be where I stock up my clothes, and that's where I'm gonna have the market to distribute clothes. Right, so these are the things that we need to evolve these houses. Oh, I do need to, of course, put down the weavers. Yeah, I can do it like that. Just have this road go around like this, go around like that, like that, like that. Good. And then I needed a place to store. How do I make this work? I can get rid of some dates. I think that's fine. This is gonna hold right here, and this is gonna hold the fabric. So yeah, we're turning the flax into that. Oh look, I'm a little short on normal workers. I was told spamming shacks reduced prestige. I was told this, but it doesn't. It doesn't. So I'm short on workers, and this is not gonna punish my prestige. This is like if tents did not affect your prosperity rating. Right? I can do this and lose no prestige. Oh look, a request I can fulfill. Sure. I just pressed yes if I can, but there we go. Let's get the extra normal workers in. Peasants. Yep. Money's back up to 68. I'm gonna wait a little bit longer. Yeah, that's no roots. No roots for the oil. Yep, lots of that's back in. So here's the only time when we actually need aristocrats for normal housing. Do I need much more of this? How do I... Let me just shift some things over. So like a lot of this is just busy work, right? Right, it's not actually something that I have to think about. I just have to kind of do it. And a lot of this game, partly because, of course, I am experienced in these kind of games, but also because it's... like, it's not something I have to think about. I just have to click to do it. And once you figure this stuff out, you know, you just have to click to do it. So yeah, we haven't lost any prestige from that. So looking at this, yeah, we've made a good amount of money. I want to go to about 80,000. You know, I'm gonna need to do it anyway. Let's spam more houses. Just bring us closer to our target population. So this is after... See, the game's actually become a lot easier. This was when my city was about to collapse. Perfect House of Cards moment. Again, I've not seen the show. I don't know if that means anything. But it was a perfect House of Cards moment where everything was going to go wrong. I'm going to be punished for my terrible building. Finally. Oh, that's not actually connected to the main road. Okay. Just going to keep spamming some houses. Right? And it's not... Oh, I already have some shacks up there. Let's just keep them going. It's not... like, very difficult to solve these problems, right? Just make it so that shacks, like level 1 shacks, reduce prestige. I should at least have to give them bread and milk for it to not lower prestige. Right? So what makes this worse than Zeus and Poseidon? Basically, there's no penalties or even rewards behind a lot of things. For example, why should I evolve these houses? They don't pay tax. And there's no wages to pay either. Taxes and wages. Taxes are supposed to be a reward for evolving houses, right? So I had all of these mansions up here. But they were just costing me money to maintain, so I just kicked them all out, and now I'm making more money, right? Having palaces and villas in Caesar 3, Pharaoh, Zeus, and Emperor, the taxes cover the cost. Like at low levels, house tax doesn't cover. Like if you have tax tents and stuff like that, you lose money, right? But if you tax villas, you make money. Or at the very least, they cover the cost of paying for the imports required and all of that, right? So I'm punished for evolving these residences. I'm punished for doing it, right? And even evolving these houses, right? I have to import copper to make copper jewelry, and that costs a lot of money. So evolving these houses gets me more employees, but it costs me more money to do. So what do I do with the extra employees? I use the employees to manufacture goods so I can boost my exports to make more money, which pays for the cost of having this villa. The reward is negated by the method you need to use to get the reward. It's like paying $20 and they're like, congratulations, here's your reward, $20. And I'm like, I was making the same amount of money before. Right? Why should I build or evolve houses? To have more people. Why should I have more people? So you can produce more. Why produce more? So you can export. Why should I export? To make more money. Why do I need to make money? To build more houses. Yeah, so it creates this loop, but it is like a... What's the phrase? It just covers its own cost. There's no reward, right? It's like working at a place that pays you a higher salary, but it's like 5 times further away, and you have to pay tolls, and the food's more expensive. And J Matcha, thank you so much. Thank you so much, J Matcha. It's very kind of you. But yeah, it's like getting a job that's far away, that pays you twice as much, but the cost of traveling to that job is twice as much. So you get paid more, but you're just spending it on transportation, and the food's more expensive, you're spending it on the food. So I actually did this one time. I quit my job, and I moved to a job that was like a 3-minute drive from me. No tolls, parking was free, food was cheap. And they paid me the same, but I was making a lot more money. Went I losing prestige when I placed down the shacks? No, it's not from the shacks. It's from houses evolving and devolving. Like, for example, it's floating around 820 now. If I just, let's say I'm bridge over here. Can I bridge that? Yeah. Bridge here. Okay, good. If I just throw this dirt road over, so I can build some houses here. So yeah, it's like 820 now. Let me throw down some shacks. Good number of shacks. Have them come on in. It dropped to 810. I promise you it's not to do with this. Because it calculates the prestige based on the population. See, it's going back up to 820. Like, all these shacks have had no effect on it. There you go, it's back up to 820. Right? Because the way the prestige is calculated is right here. It shows the population in, like, it says average level of house, 0.5. Like, I've placed so many, like, I assume it's supposed to hold us back, but we're back up to 820. Like, it's the effect is so minimal. Right? I might have lost 2, maybe 3 prestige if I'm calculating that roughly correctly, but it's hard to tell. Right? So the effect is minimal. One of these mansions more than covers spamming shacks. Like, I was told that it severely holds you back, but it's not so much. We're almost at our target population. We've made tons of money. We've made tons of money. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna re-enable my mansion area with a bit extra as well. Let me boost this up a little bit just to make sure, because I threw down a few extra mansions. Let me just make sure that's working, and then I'm gonna turn the furniture back on. And you know, we can just continue operating at a loss. Oh, I'm like short on townsfolk right now. It's okay. Let me just cut my exports. Right, turn these off. You know what? Yeah. Alright, aristocrats, come on back. So, this is gonna start moving back in. The aristocrats are gonna then activate these tailors. J-Much, yeah. Thank you so much. Trying to scare people in chat with sound effects. So the aristocrats are gonna move back in and reactivate all of their industries. These are prepped to go straight to max level, so they can each hold 105? Right, so I'm gonna start losing money again, because all these imports are very expensive to maintain, but I just have to wait until we have enough aristocrats to keep these going. Oh, do I have enough? Yeah, that's meat. Okay, so what we waiting on? Furniture. So to speed this up, I can just go ahead and shift some of my stored furniture from here to there. That should speed that up. There. Okay, good. Evolve the villas, residences, whatever. So now we're getting all of these clothes, so I can now start distributing clothes. You're going that way. You're going... The distance we can set these paths is insane. We'll use the extra aristocrats. Well, let me just make sure. Because I've saved up all these resources, so I should just... For the first time ever, pause the game. So that I can speed through this. You can see we're slowly losing money now. We're back below. And then I set up my oil vendors. Go there. And then, no, you are gonna go down this way. And you are also gonna go down this way. Okay, get these all evolved. Great, people are gonna move in. We need 64 of these, so we need all of them to evolve. I think some just need a little bit of appeal. Yep, good. I think we're at 52. Which ones haven't evolved? Oh, some industries over that side holding back evolution. There we go. 58. Which ones didn't evolve? This one here. 60. Oh, it's hard to tell. There's probably an overlay to check this. Which 63 out of 64. Which one didn't evolve? Hold on. I'm sure you all see it. Oh, it's this one. Here, I got it. There we go. 64 out of 64. So we're a little short on prestige. We just need to maybe spam a villa or two. We're actually way over our target population, so let me just make some room here. This one didn't evolve. How do I make that evolve? I think I just need to pop down a residence here. Don't know if that's gonna be enough. Bit too high on the pollution on this one. I'm not sure if I can fix that. Oh, I just have to delete that butcher. Okay, good. Get some of those in, and you know, now that they're all evolved, I can just slowly reduce shacks, which maybe have an effect. No, I won. Okay, the shacks are fine. Victory, right? So this is what I'm talking about. I loaded this save from a point where I should have struggled. Destroying the shacks immediately gave 20 prestige. No, those mansions moved in. For example, look. Continue playing. I'll put the shacks back. I'll put him back. No. Destroyed the road. It's because I spammed those mansions. The shack's back. Okay, these are the shacks I destroyed, right? Something like that. Our prestige is going up. Now 1-5. The shacks don't penalize you nearly as much as they should. See, my villas have devolved now because I didn't build a stable city. I'm out of olive oil. But I don't need to build a stable city. I just need to win. There's no incentive to build a stable city because losing prestige doesn't take anything away from you. Let me just check. I haven't even been paying attention. Is it because I'm not importing enough olive oil? There we go. So I wasn't even importing enough olive oil to maintain these houses. And yeah, you win like that sometimes in Caesar 3 and Pharaoh and all of that. But what is the incentive of having these mansions up and running right now? Right? If I haven't already won, what is the incentive to have them evolved? I should just have maybe one sitting right there just so I know that it can be evolved, and then I put them all in and I just win. Right? So it's not even like just a lack of consequences to doing things. Like, oh no, I'm running out of money again. Let's just kick out all of the aristocrats and I'll start making money again. Kick them all out. Just disable all their food production. Disable all their furniture production. Actually, I don't even need to disable all the furniture production. Just keep that going. Because I have enough employees now. No, re-enable this so we can start making money again. Because there's no reason to keep the mansions there. Let them move out. What? I'm not going to lose anything. Oh, we stocked up on olive oil once I increased that trade route. So we're maintaining the 64 glorious villas. There we go. We lose all the mansions. My prestige has dropped to below 950? Yeah, below 950, which is when I should lose access to a trade route. I think the trade route was Thebes. Thebes is the one which is selling us the olive oil, right? So I should lose my trade route to Thebes right now, which means I'll lose my olive oil, which then threatens all of these villas devolving because one trade route was not enough to maintain their olive oil, right? Very simple fix, you know? Show you a monument. This is one. This is the Palace of Sargon. These things just give you prestige. This is the Temple Complex of Nabu. These are the pre-built ones. A good point of this game is that the monuments are customizable. They're, you know, creative expressions. You can design them how you want with these pieces, and they can look very impressive. On one of the missions, I think they're putting in the hanging gardens, and that's a good creative expression, right? So the monuments are a good point. Monuments are a good point. Like in Caesar 3 Pharaoh, you just dump tent housing for population. There's no guarantee that's going to win you the mission. If your prosperity rating drops as the shack housing drags it down, potentially below your requirements to win this mission. Yeah, but the effect of the shacks was negligible. Like, even with all these shacks I placed down, I filled all these roads with shacks. These roads down here, down there, I put a little bit. This shack block, like, I was like 2,000 over my target population, right? Like, it's not punishing enough. So, it was kind of fun. It's kind of fun doing all of this. I'm actually losing money. It's okay. Just stop imports. Right? What am I gonna lose? What am I importing here? Actually, that should be fine. Just stopping all the aristocrat stuff should maintain. Are we selling meat? Yeah, we're selling meat. There we go. I just turned things off a little bit too late. So, it's not huge problems, but it's like little fundamental game design things which sort of make things not matter all that much. What am I even importing right now? Oh, I have a surplus of things. I haven't even looked at all this stuff. I'm supposed to be selling... Yeah, I'm selling that. What am I selling over here? I'm selling those, yeah. Do I have a surplus of all this? Yeah, sell more of that. So just when you're figuring out these things, you're sort of like tweaking some of these numbers just to sell a little bit more of stuff, you know, but... You know, you saw how I won the game. I'm not even really paying attention anymore. So, yeah. It's not hugely problematic, right? I think it just needs some punishments for really bad play. Like really bad play. For example, when I started this save and everything was falling apart, I should be punished for doing that, right? I should be punished for kicking out all the aristocrats in some way. You're assuming the population doesn't age either? Yeah, there's no aging population. So there's no time limit on this whatsoever. So I should be punished for doing silly things like kicking out 100% of my 1,500 aristocrats. I should lose something from doing that. I shouldn't make the game easier from doing that. Which means it's not so much that I should be punished for doing it, but I should lose a reward for doing it. What is my reward for evolving these houses besides that it's required to win the mission? Like within the map, within the gameplay, there is no reason to evolve these residences, right? So because there's no reward, like people did say, oh, there should be a positive incentive, not a negative incentive. So I shouldn't be punished for kicking out all the aristocrats, but I should lose the reward for having them. As an example in the Impressions games, not saying that that has to be the solution here, but the reason why taxes exist is because it rewards evolving houses, right? That is an example, not saying that is the solution. There can be other solutions. I'm just saying there should be a reward. Like, evolving all of these houses with the olive oil, it's costing me so much money, right? But why do I need these people? Let's stop importing olive oil. Right? I'm gonna make a lot more money if I'm not buying any olive oil. And all these houses are gonna devolve, and what's gonna happen? What reward do I lose? The only reward is that I have more employees. Currently I'm 500 over. And that's why I turned these off, right? Because I've disabled this area. So this game rewards you setting up areas and then turning them off. Until you just set up a few more things and then you just win. Olive oil should be running out any second now. Like, if I have enough of these houses, like, why do I even... Oh, they did run out. Have they all devolved? Oh, they have. Oh, they all devolved when they lost clothes. Oh, they already devolved. I was giving them olive oil for no reason. Right, they ran out of clothes, so they devolved from the final level. I forgot about that. I didn't even notice all of my villas devolved one level. I didn't even notice. It had no effect. I didn't lose any reward. I was just spending all that money on olive oil, and it was being distributed. And it wasn't even keeping the houses evolved because I ran out of clothing, right? How many levels are there? Villas have 4 levels. These have 2 levels. And normal houses have 3 levels. Right? So it sort of feels like, yeah, just get the houses to a point where you can just about cover things and then stock up on resources and then just hand out all the resources and you just win. Right? Because there's no basically it boils down to there's no incentive to build a stable city. Right? Building a stable palace block in Caesar 3 and Pharaoh means you get tons of tax money. It makes the game easy in terms of money if you do the hard thing, setting up palaces. So there is a hard thing to do with a very nice payoff. It is very hard to set up a palace block, but the payoff is tons of cash that doesn't rely on exports, right? Palaces pay tons of tax. So there is that difficult task with a big reward. Good. Here, it doesn't incentivize doing the difficult task because there's no big reward. It actually makes the game harder. So, evolving all of the residences, which are the palace blocks over there, makes the game harder. So why should I do it? Right? And that's the fundamental problem that I was talking about. And before I played through this, I could see that happening. But it was very hard to put into a very specific example as to what it would be in this particular game. What is the exact context of what I was talking about, right? So this is it, right? As you can see, there is no reason why I should evolve these residences until I just want to win. Right? There's no reason why I should evolve these luxurious villas into glorious villas, right? There's no reason to do it. It just costs money. I don't need the employees. I already have everything set up. Like even if I turn these back on, like I actually had these on just now and I was like surplus 500. So those are back on. What's not running? Just these butchers? So I don't want to turn on these butchers because, oh, I can just turn off the market, I guess. So if I turn on the butchers, I can have all of this start stocking up again. Yeah, sure, have it. I'm like short, I'm not even short workers, I actually have 93 surplus. So like, there's no reward for evolving this house because I already have enough employees to evolve it to the next level, stably. Right, I've already got the markets down. I've already got the weavers placed. There's actually, in this situation, there is zero reason why I should evolve this besides the fact that it's asking for it in the objectives. So I don't have to until I want to win. Yeah, evolving all these houses will get us the target population, prestige, and everything else. Right. So yeah, that's it. So let's go with positive reinforcement. What is the positive reinforcement here? And there isn't one. So that's what I'm talking about. Not a hard fix. They could very easily implement a reward to evolving houses at any point. Maybe it'll be taxes. Maybe it'll be something else. Like, it doesn't even have to be passive, like a walker collecting taxes. It can just be passive taxes, right? This gives you 1 gold a month, this gives you 2, this gives you 3, this gives you 4. So evolving all of these gives you an extra 64 a month. Something like that, right? Maybe that's too little. Times everything by 10. Evolve these all up, it gives you an extra 640 a month, right? Or something like that. Yeah, that's, well, I don't know how easy that is to implement. This is running on a custom engine. This isn't Unity or anything like that. So I don't know. But yeah. Importing oil to evolve these, and evolving these to give them tailors. Nothing. Okay. I think I covered it. And that's pretty much my point, right? Also, I'm sitting at 23% unemployed peasants and from all those shacks, but yeah, I've talked about that stuff already. Any questions? Now, to reiterate, I had some fun building this city. I had some fun, right? It was kind of nice getting it all to this point. You know, it's like, okay, there's some optimization that needs to be done, but there's a lot of leniency for markets. For example, this market distributing milk. See, this is one walker covering that area, one walker covering this area, one walker covering this area. The range you can make them walk, like, if I get rid of this, the range you can make them walk. See, I can actually just tell them to go all the way over there. It's fine. They can walk so far, right? So it doesn't need that much optimization on the market. It's like this market here is covering the furthest corner there, right? It covers a lot, right? So there's some fun in setting up these blocks and all of that. And I had fun getting here, but I don't think I could do 10 missions like this. Like, it'd be cool to see the monuments. There's a little bit of spectacle. I'd like to see the hanging gardens, but essentially, I'm gonna build this housing block exactly like this. And it's sort of like the 9x9, and that can get very boring, right? Doing the 9x9 on every mission of Caesar 3. But other things kept it interesting. But here, I'm just gonna do this every time. And the only reason why I would do it differently is for creative expression, but considering the leniency for how walkers can be set up, like, there's no real... like, I could make this a weird S sort of block thing, but there's a little bit of payoff doing that, but yeah. There's a total 15 missions in the game. In this version, 14 missions. This is mission 11. This is mission 11. For a late mission, but not the very end of the game sort of mission, right? And now my money's back. I just turn all this back on. I think I turned everything back on. Fairbuy, thank you so much. The music is awesome. Yeah, the music's good as well. Music is also a good point on this. And then speed this up. And we just go back up. What's... Alright, we're waiting for the aristocrats to become tailors. That's all we're waiting for. And tailor manufacturing continues, and we just speed back up. And we're just losing money, right? This is not sustainable. We will go broke. But that thing of just like... oh, when you're running out of money, just stop everything and run the game so you make more money. Oh, my luxurious residences aren't evolving. What did I forget? I've forgotten something, I don't know. Gold? Oh, I forgot to continue importing gold. That's what I forgot. Okay. Knew I forgot something. No, we don't have to fulfill requests. Fulfilling requests and building those relations sort of, what? Improves prices and stuff, so it makes things more sustainable. But again, that goes to sustainability, which isn't that important. I deleted a butcher, didn't I? A butcher there. Go. What are these running out of? Oh yeah, they are just running out of some meat. Not our problem. And I guess, you know, if you want to speed things along, I could go ahead and destroy some of these shacks. Let's see. 1360? It doesn't really affect much. Oh no, maybe it just takes a little bit of to take over. 138, 139. The thing is, they're moving into the villas as well, so it's hard to tell if this is what's affecting it. It doesn't seem to have an effect. The shacks don't do much. It's because these villas are devolving because there's not enough meat. Which I can just temporarily solve with this. You go grab meat from here to there. Okay, good. Oop. Oh, I'm out of money. Oh, it took too long. Anyway, I think that covers it. I can see them fixing it. The problem is, the reason why I'm being so specific about this is that the release date is less than a week from now. Less than 2 weeks since I got this copy. So it is the full release. If it was releasing into early access, I would say completely different things, right? It is important to note that. For example, the Distant Kingdoms demo I tried out. And yeah, it's got issues. Right? Distant Kingdoms, it has issues. It's got problems. But it's a demo. It was a free demo. It's going into early access in a couple months. So not only was it a demo, they're releasing into early access. So they're being very clear and honest about that. Not saying these devs are being dishonest or anything like that, but they're releasing. So it is, by their words, a finished product. If they have a roadmap for post-release, a day one roadmap for updates, well, I can't say that's a good thing, because if they have a roadmap of stuff they want to do, then they should do that before releasing. Yeah, complete redesign, maybe not substantial. I don't even think it's a substantial redesign. It just needs a reward for evolving houses and some penalties for doing silly things, like dropping your entire prestige level. Right? Evolving all of my houses should not send me into debt. Right? That feels weird. That feels like I'm being punished for evolving the houses. Right? And yeah, I could like set up more exports and stuff like that, min-max it, but it's like, that's not, like, min-maxing is not, like, the dichotomy is that people said, oh, this game doesn't have all those things so that it's less stressful, so it's more of a chill experience. But then min-maxing is a very stressful experience. So it's like super chill, except the margins for profit between import and export need to be hyper optimized for you to stay in the black. And that's very stressful. Windiest Miller. You wanted to play Biosys for years? I'm glad I could help with that. Biosys is a fun game. Fun old game that was a complete commercial failure, I think, but okay. Anyway, that covers it. Thank you for watching this follow-up of Nebuchadnezzar. I did win this mission. I pressed continue playing and then I just messed around. The developers probably need the cash soon. Release it into early access. I mean, I think that would be fine. Sell it for full price in early access. Sure, go ahead. But some of these things can be fixed very quickly. It's just a couple tweaks. Anyway, I'll bring this video to a close. Thank you for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.